Everybody, welcome back to Middle Ground Tactical. I am your host Derek, and the topic of today's video is actually one that I posted a while back, but apparently it didn't process correctly through YouTube and it never got posted. So I'm going to make a short video to kind of paraphrase what I said there, and that's going to be some of the channel updates that you've already seen, and I did kind of mention in my last video, but again, I couldn't go over it in detail because the video didn't post. Full30.com. Where I am with that and my thoughts and opinions on that, and then the YouTube policy updates and my thoughts and opinions on that. But before we get talking about that, of course, don't forget to subscribe using the link below. Leave a thumbs up if you liked what you see, and even if you didn't, please give me a thumbs up. Definitely small, new YouTube channels could use all of the likes that they could get. And feel free to drop a comment below. Have fun. I enjoy reading all of your comments. Just don't be too big of an asshole to each other, and all is going to be good. So we'll go ahead and jump into the topic, and that's going to be, first off, channel updates. You'll notice that I changed the name of the channel to Middle Ground Tactical, and it does have a new logo there. That's kind of a work in progress. But I'm going to kind of give you an idea of why I chose that name and what it means. So the tactical nomenclature to that name is actually just kind of pointless. I am in no way tactical or an operator or anything like that. It's just kind of following the path that someone like Gideon's Tactical has, is that it's a lot of gear reviews, a lot of cool stuff to watch, but he's not an operator or anything like that. So it's definitely kind of just following in that line, just kind of to get viewership and get seen and have people click on my videos. But the middle ground part is the important part, and that has to do with my personal opinions and views and political leanings. I tend to be what's considered moderate when it comes to my political leanings, and that's because I don't necessarily swing one way or the other when it comes to my political opinions. I'm not going to make a choice, or I'm not going to follow an opinion because my friends who agree with me on certain things are following that opinion, and I'm not going to follow another opinion because it's a bandwagon thing and I'm emotionally inclined to it. That's not how I make my political opinions. I use logic, reason, and fact, and statistics, and empirical data to make my choices and to form my opinions politically. So I agree with things on both sides of the spectrum. I agree with things on the left side of the spectrum. I agree with things on the right side of the spectrum. But all in all, I don't agree with everything either side has to say. So I sit in the middle ground between them, and that's where the name of this channel actually came from, was because I try to sit that middle ground and use logic and reason and fact to support my opinions and to support my feelings or my political leanings. And how that relates to the channel is that's what you can expect to see here. You can expect to see gear reviews that are honest, common man reviews, nothing that's going to be some crazy, I'm being paid off, and everything's going to be all great. If it's a shitty review, I'm going to tell you. If it's a great review, I'm going to tell you. But also when it comes to political rants, you're going to hear me talk about things on both the left and the right side, or I should say left and right. You're going to hear opinions on that, and again, I'm going to present fact and data, and I'm not going to necessarily use feelings to push my opinion, and I'm never going to push my opinion. I definitely want to give data and fact and let other people make their decisions on their own. But that's kind of what you can expect out of the channel when it comes to going forward, the kind of things you'll see and why I chose that name. Now next we're going to talk about Full30.com. Full30.com is a video streaming service that has been used by the firearms community for a while now, and there's several content creators that use it. And they've just recently announced that they're opening up channels to other content creators, and that people can register for their channels now. I have registered for a channel, and I do have it reserved, and it is also Middle Ground Tactical. I'm just waiting for that to go live before I can set that up and start posting videos there. When I do, I'm going to drop a link to my channel below so you can watch my videos there, because there will be some things that I can show and talk about on that platform that I can't necessarily hear on YouTube due to their policies, and we'll get into that next. But Full30.com is definitely a smaller service. It's kind of getting off the ground. I highly recommend that if you are in any way interested in firearms or airsoft or survival, that kind of stuff, prepping, definitely check out full30.com, because with the YouTube policies, there's a lot of things that your favorite content creators aren't able to post anymore due to those changes. But full30.com, being freedom-loving individuals, are definitely not censoring anyone, regardless of whether they agree with their opinion or not. They're definitely leaving that open and allowing people to exercise their First Amendment right the way that they should. And that's a good segue into YouTube and their policy changes. So many of you may know, or you may not, that up until this time there hasn't really been a actual set in stone policy when it comes to firearms and that kind of content on YouTube. And so a lot of people have had their videos taken down. They've had strikes on their channels. A couple of examples, like James Yeager or Hank Strange, actually had their channels deleted by YouTube. And I think Hank Strange actually got his channel back, but James Yeager just had to go to a completely new channel. And here recently, they have introduced some policies for firearms content, and what will and will not be acceptable, and what you can and cannot add to your comments or description section in the video. And basically, it's very vague on what can be shown and what cannot be shown, but they strictly say that you cannot put any links out there to any websites that sell firearms or firearms accessories, and that includes buttstocks, foregrips, sites, anything like that. If it's a firearm accessory, they will pull your video down. So, that, in my opinion, is kind of a wrong move for YouTube. Granted, it is a privately owned company, and they're completely able to set their terms of service and their own policies, regardless of how it agrees with your constitutional rights. But I believe that is definitely a step back for YouTube, because not only are gun channels affected, but you're looking at airsoft channels, knife channels, survival and prepping channels, even some fishing and hunting channels. Things that really should not be censored on YouTube are being censored, and those channels getting strikes and videos and channels being pulled down. And it's all just because of their personal feelings and political leanings. Now, it's my opinion that a person's political opinions should not affect whether or not they allow another person to speak. But again, it's a private entity, and they can do as they please. That being said, their YouTube policies their policies and the way they're being enacted is the reason why I'm going to have a channel at full30.com, and why I'm going to double post content on both different platforms. There's a lot of things that I want to be able to show and I want to be able to share with you guys that I won't be able to here on YouTube, simply because their policies and the way that they've changed is not going to allow me to do that. But over at Full30, I will definitely be able to. So, going forward, as I'm doing reviews on whether it be my pistol, a pistol light, my rifle light, some different gear, if I get when I get an optic for my rifle, when I put it on there, reviews for that. There's certain things I definitely will be able to show the actual accessories, but I'm not going to be able to give you links to them. It's going to be very difficult to do what I want to do here on YouTube in its entirety. So again, that's why we're using Full30. So those are the updates to the channel. Kind of my opinions on YouTube. I definitely think they suck for doing this. I'm going to continue using the platform as much as I can. YouTube is the number one, the top rated video streaming platform on the web right now, and it has a massive audience. So that's definitely a good way for me to be able to get in contact with a number of people. So I'm not going to quit using it, but definitely I'm going to use Full30 to supplement it and get some things out there that I want to get out. So again, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and it'll make sure that my videos show up in your feed, and you'll be able to get those notifications. Like I say, please leave a thumbs up. Definitely, if you like the content, it definitely helps out a whole lot for, like I said, new and smaller channels. And have fun down in the comments. And remember, an armed man is a civilian, an unarmed man is a slave, and those who trade liberty for security have neither. You guys have a good night.